Hi everybody, it's Teresa with resticksin.com and we're back with another fantastic gift idea for Christmas. This is for the moms in your life, although really it can go for just about anybody who likes something pretty and lacy. So friends and grandmas and all kinds of people. So what we're going to make is a decorative bowl out of resin and some lace. And anytime you start talking about resin, it can seem a little intimidating. It is a chemical reaction, and so you just have to learn how to control it. But I think that once you try making one thing with it, you'll be hooked. So what you'll need is some kind of a mold. I got this at the dollar store. It's just plastic. You'll need something lacy. I was looking for a doily. This would be perfect if you happen to have doilies on hand, but this is just some pretty lace I found. You'll need some cooking spray for your mold, and then you'll need a resin kit. The kits will come with a resin and a hardener, which I already have poured out here. You'll need something to mix it in. I've just got this little plastic cup. I've got a tongue depressor to mix it all up with, and then a paintbrush that will be disposable. You'll never get this resin off once you touch it. So you'll need a cheap paintbrush. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is prepare our mold, because once the resin is ready, you have to act. So everything has to work around the resin. So I'm just gonna give this a spray with my cooking spray so that when the mold is done, it will be able to release. You can buy fancy mold release products to use with resin, and you'll get a great predictable result with that. But I didn't want to bother spending the money on it for just this one thing, so I'm just going to use my good old-fashioned cooking spray. And then I'm going to place my lace right inside. I don't have it cut to size. I'm going to worry about that later. And I want it to make all kinds of pretty little folds and wrinkles. That's going to add to the appeal of it. And so now I'm ready for my resin. So the way that it works is you have the resin and the hardener, and you need equal parts of both, and then you just mix it really thoroughly for 2 minutes. And the mixing is the crucial part. If you don't mix it enough, you could have soft spots or spots that just don't get as hard as you want. And so you don't want to worry about that. So I'm gonna mix in. That looks good. I'll just mix this for 2 minutes. So I'll see you back here after that. Now, I don't think you can see from there, but there's a ton of bubbles in here. That's actually a good thing. That means that you're getting a really good thorough mix. So my time is up. Now it's time to apply this to the mold. And you can see I only mixed enough for a thin layer. We're going to be doing this several layers thick to cover all the lace, but because it's a bowl, we're not going to do all that at once because it would all just seep down. So that's why we have the paintbrush. I'm just going to pour some in the bottom here and then use my paintbrush to bring it up the sides and just kind of paint it into place. And then once I have one layer dry, then I'll come back tomorrow and do another layer until eventually I build up the thickness that I want. But I really don't want it to be super thick. I want this to be lacy and delicate. So I'm probably only gonna do, I don't know, maybe 3 layers or so, because I really want the star to be this beautiful lace. And this is obviously is not going to be a bowl that you'd eat out of or serve anything out of. It's just for decoration. And so, you know, having it be a little fragile will just kind of add to the effect. So I am just, see how I poured it in the bottom, and I'm just using my paintbrush to bring it up the sides. And whenever I've got one of those wrinkles, I just kind of paint it down. And so this is going to be a little bit of a process. And once I get the resin spread out everywhere I want it, I'm going to let it dry, and then I'll come back and add another layer tomorrow. My first coat has dried overnight, and the bottom is really thick because it all kind of flowed down as it was drying, but that's good. That gives us a nice solid base. The sides still have a ways to go, but they're firm enough now that I can cut off all this extra fabric. So I'm going to do that and then start working on putting on our additional layers. I've only mixed just a couple tablespoons of more resin because you should only mix what you can use right then. And so now I'm not going to worry about the bottom. The bottom's done. I'm just putting a very light coat so that it won't drip down on these sides, making sure to get the tops here where I cut off all that extra fabric. This has had overnight to dry after I did my last layer up the sides. And you can actually layer this as thick as you want. If you want something that's really firm and inflexible, you just keep adding a couple more layers, let it dry overnight before you add a new one, and eventually you'll get it really thick. Now, since you sprayed it with the mold release, it just popped right out, didn't it? No problems there. The tops here might get stuck to the outer mold if you didn't carefully spray that, but it should just lift off with just a plastic bowl. And so there we go. It's done. There's a couple spots here where there was just a thin layer of resin that got stuck in between the folds that I'm going to clean up with just a pair of scissors. But other than that, my bowl is done. And I think that I'm going to fill it. It probably wouldn't be good to use with anything edible. Just, well, I guess you just want to read the package instructions on your resin first. But I think I'm going to fill it with just some cute little tchotchkes, maybe a little rock collection or something like that, just little remembrances. But I think that this would be perfect for anybody who has a little flair for the romantic, anybody who loves lace, and of course our stereotypical grandmas who love their lace doilies, right? That's what every grandma loves. So I hope that this project was inspiring to you. Of course, you're not limited to lace. You can put anything you want inside of resin, and I think that you can see how easy it is to work with. It's one of those things that seems intimidating until you try it, and then you realize there's nothing to it. So give it a try, be brave, and inject a little creativity into your life this holiday season. Subscribe to the channel for lots more great ideas, and drop me a line if you have any questions or comments. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.